Last year, we were in Hawaii with Ken Onion and Zach Whitmore, and we were shooting a story on Ken Onion's life and his impact in the knife world, and also his collaboration with Work Sharp and our Work Sharp Ken Onion edition sharpeners. You can check out that story here. While we were there between sets, Jamie caught this footage of Ken and Zach talking about the Work Sharp RMX, Work Sharp's first pocket knife, and at the time, it was just a concept. It was something we were working on and really excited to bring to market, but it wasn't out yet. I learned a lot about the RMX that Dan, the designer, hadn't even shared and told me. Some of the design philosophy and what was so different about the Work Sharp RMX design compared to how other knives are designed. We liked it, and so we're sharing that footage with you. Let us know what you think.
What do you think about this thing?
I love it.
She was pretty.
It's so good, right?
I love it.
It's so good.
It's bigger than the sum of its parts.
I completely agree with you on that. Completely agree with you on that. I mean, you and Dan have
My
had a
legs are
bunch of
just
conversations
shitty.
about this thing.
Yeah, we've had a lot of conversations about it. I almost like it better manual.
Yeah. It's so smooth manual. Even with the light blade, I like it manual.
I like that it's automatic. I think this is convenient.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way that I could switch it off so that it doesn't go into lock position closed
Okay.
in a manual format, so I could just hit the button and open it.
Right. Fair.
But I love the thinner blade. I think the design is perfect. I think this is genius.
Yep.
Why
that
do
cartridge-
most pocket knives cost, even an economy pocket knife cost $100? Well, because you got to machine all these tight tolerances. You've got, what, 1 to 2 thousandths will make or break a knife.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
The cartridge gives you so much room.
Yep.
You've got a variable of considerably more. It rethinks the way a pocket knife is designed.
Yep. It's
a cartridge and a blade, and the handle is an afterthought.
Exactly.
It's whatever it wants to be.
well, and think about, like, I don't know, from my perspective, and like, you've got the skill, I've got the ideas, but you have the skill. I feel like people could even take this and like do their own thing with it, right? Like take the cartridge and make their own chassis around the cartridge, right?
Yeah.
Like so many applications.
Rudimentary tools for the most part.
For the most part.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly.
Your locking notch in the blade is going to have to be fairly specific.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But just the way he rethought the folding knife,
Yep.
you can get a premium knife to the consumer much more economical than the rest of the entire knife industry.
Yep. I think
And you can compete with the Chinese neck and neck because this can be done domestically in a really nice, tough format comparable to what China can do for the same money.
Yep. Exactly.
And you'll have better blade steel.
Exactly. Well, and even the blade steel, like the way he thought about the blade steel, the grind, the thinness of the blade based on the blade steel, what
It
the
always
usage
cuts better,
was.
less drag coefficient, right?
It's just crazy. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah, it's not as tough, but Grandpa cleared 150 acres with a mule
Yep.
and a draft horse
Yep.
and built a house and a barn, and his pocket knife had an 1/8-inch pin in it, and it was 70 thousandths thick, and it was probably made by Case.
Exactly.
You can't tell me Chad from Portland, Oregon needs a 3/16 blade and a 1/4-inch pivot with a 3/16 hardened dowel pin
Yep.
because, he's got to sharpen his pencil.
Yep. America was built on the slip joint, right?
Totally was.
It totally was.
You can't tell me that you're going to need the overbuilt.
Yep. Well, and I mean, what about handle material? Because I know another knife company that's been playing around with magnesium, and I was talking with Work Sharp and the way they went about it, and it's just so much smarter, I think, than the other way I was hearing it go down.
Magnesium's great.
Yeah.
Also, think about warranty.
Yeah.
Oh, Work Sharp. I broke the lock in my knife. Okay, we'll just send you a new cartridge.
Yep.
Oh, I broke the blade. Okay, we'll just send you a new blade. Oh, I broke the handle. Okay, we'll just send you a new handle. You don't have to send the whole knife in, get it replaced with something new. The modularity construct, this alone, is worth gold. All the blades fit.
Yeah.
All the handles fit.
And
the
that's the
same
thing is-
because they all fit the same cartridge.
That's just one element of the whole stupid knife. Like,
I mean, it cures so many problems that
Exactly.
the whole folding knife world has had to deal with for generations.
yep.
And then Dan, it's like, well, yeah, I like folding knives, but it needs to be this, and it needs to be really plain, and no, I don't want any color on it, and yes, it's got to look sandblasted, and yeah, I want to look like I drug it through the dirt. But We can't just make a pocket knife like most other people make pocket knife. I got to rethink the whole damn thing.
Exactly.
I'm not going to invent something cool for the pocket knife. I'm going to reinvent the whole goddamn pocket knife.
The whole category. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, that's Dan.
It is.
Right?
That's 100%.
Oh, you're going to come up with a clip? You're going to come up with an opening mechanism? No, I'm going to just reinvent the folding knife. That's what I'm going to do.
Exactly.
Here's my first article.
Exactly.
You know what he did? He just went. That's what he did.
Yeah,
he just did that to the whole entire knife world.
That's true.
Last 200 years of pocket knife making, that's what he just did. And he's like, well, I hope people like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think, and it's not a word that I use very lightly, but I mean, that's a game changer. That's a category changer. You know what I mean?
It's bigger than that. I'm not okay. Yeah, speed safe was cool, and take apart was cool, and
I mean, it is. It is.
the liner lock was really cool. But you know where y'all guys fucked up? The folding knife.
Right. You guys were all building on a broken model. This is what Dan's telling us. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
I love it.
Where you started was wrong.
And that's perfectly Dan. For the time I've spent with him, I'm headed up to Oregon after this, and I'm really hoping to go see his home shop because he was telling me about it.
This is just the most gangster ass knife.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he is, and he's subconsciously, unconsciously, whatever, flipping off everything everybody else has done their whole life.
Well, with all your years of knife making, knife selling, right? I've done a ton of knife marketing, right, over the last 5-6 years. That's the thing is like you were saying, it's not just the cartridge, it's not just the chassis, it's not just the warranty, it's not just the price, it's not just the value. It's more. The sum of it is more than its parts, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's greater than the sum of its parts. Exactly. That's why, I mean, I meant it when I said, Dan didn't say, I need to design a cooler clip.
Yep.
I need to make the action smoother.
Right.
I need to create a new assisted opening mechanism. I need to come up with a cool design. I need some new blade grind. I need some kind of new reinvention of the backstrap. I'm going to come up with some kind of cool integral. He's like, nope, I'm throwing away the entire last 400 years of pocket knife making, and I'm just going to say you're all wrong. And I'm going to show you how to do it more cost effective and more accurate and more modular and more everything.
And more user friendly. Yeah, more everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and when you look at this thing from, it's a cool mechanism.
It's a cool mechanism.
But now dive deep into it and really think about it. You change the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah. It's just, I can't wait to get my own.
I gotta retrain my brain to think how I think about it.
I was gonna say that probably had a big effect on design possibilities, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just the pocket knife that just changes. It completely takes over that world.
You think so? So you're saying even utility knife application.
Especially utility knife application.
Right.
And tool application.
Right. Because of the interchangeability of that pivot and cartridge system is what you're thinking.
Exactly.
Cool.
They don't have to have the same accuracy that they have to have in this folded metal technology with all these extra screws.
Right.
They do this thing in high volume and high capacity and have bins and bins and bins of them set around, squirt chassis out of an injection mold machine, slam these things together. They're making huge margins with higher strength.
Yep.
And more usability and less prone to fouling.
Right. Less points of failure. Right.
Right. I mean, how many carpenters use these to cut drywall?
Oh yeah. Everybody.
How likely is that mechanism to get totally plugged with drywall and not work?
Yep. Yep.
How likely is that to get plugged with drywall and not work?
Right. It's sealed system basically.
This comes off a machining center all day, every day. Inexpensive and high volume.
Yep.
It's a not a deal.
I hadn't even thought about the tool application. I mean, with a background in carpentry now, I totally get it. And when you're talking about
every latch, every hinge system, every utility knife design, so many other
folding saws, you know what I mean?
Imagine a silky saw with this mechanism.
That'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. I hadn't even thought about that.
And then all he really needs is, let's say he built a small, medium, and a large, and maybe later on an extra large cartridge.
Right. Yeah.
He's covered the whole game.
Yeah. Anything that folds. I'd love to see
The whole thing
saws
about a
done
pocket
that way.
knife is the triangle, the stop pin, the lock bar, and the pivot.
Right.
All your criticalness is there. Parallelism is the rest, right?
Yeah, of course.
But your critical tolerance is all around that triangle.
Yep.
What'd Dan do?
Turn it to a circle.
With all 3 points addressed.
Exactly. he turned the triangle into a circle.
So every just the variability of a CNC or machining or blanking or tooling or polishing or what have you, you're going to alter with stack tolerances and what have you, just in the variability of the diameter pivots, stop pins, the wear and tear of your tools when you're cutting your parts.
Yeah, wear and tear.
Whether your end mill's cut, this is the first part it cut or the 100th part it cut, what have you. None of that's into play here.
Yep.
It erases that
Yep.
problem that so many of us have spent decades trying to perfect and overcome and figure out.
Yep. Yeah, and really at the end of the day, just find workarounds for, because there was no way to prevent those things from happening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, he's reduced all of that to, I think, in a way, a very clever way of the lowest common denominator.
Yeah, not in a way that takes away from anything, but a way that adds.
It adds.
Yep.
But it makes you rethink it.
Yep. Exactly. Which
So
is rare.
if this is embraced and marketed the way it needs to be embraced and marketed, and people really see this for what it truly is, and don't just look at, I can go from a manual knife to an automatic knife, and it's really light and I like the design.
Yeah.
Because that's a bad reviewer. That's somebody who doesn't really have a lot of forward thinking or mechanical experience.
Well, and who doesn't
And he
understand.
really delves into what this thing truly does.
Yeah. Well, and who doesn't understand not just the mechanical side of it, but the industry side of it.
The application.
Right. And that's the thing that's crazy, is I feel like you get a lot of knife designers that will understand an area, right, or understand a type, but it really seems like what Dan and Work Sharp have done here is understood the system, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I could see myself, if somebody I didn't know had this at Blade Show and I'm walking through the tables and this thing was open, I could easily walk through past this thing and say, oh yeah, somebody redid the button lock.
Right. Easily. Yeah.
Because I'm all distracted. I got 100 other things in my head,
Yep.
and I'm not paying attention.
Yep.
But sitting around and actually thinking about it,
Yep.
then you realize it for the game changer it is. It's so subtle, but yet so profound in the same way.
Well, you were talking earlier about redesigning the nail clipper, right? You redesign the nail clipper, and that's a way to make a huge impact, right? I mean,
Right, and marketed properly,
Yep.
and if you made a nickel off of every one sold in every drugstore around the country every day, you'd
Yep.
die with more money than you could possibly spend,
Yep.
right?
but it's still going to have to be simple, but it's going to be marketed in a way or told in a way that you understand why that simplicity still works.
Right, and this here is just only showcased in a folding knife right now, but there's so many other applications. So let's say this thing gets exploited into other different realms and shown in different applications and a couple of different variances here.
Yeah.
Then people can understand the total potential of what this thing has. Marketing this thing becomes easy because people truly understand the profound impact that it makes rather than just this initial
Right. Another button lock.
problem solved,
Yep.
right? Or this is a cool knife.
Yep.
I get more excited about it the more I think about it. The problem is I feel like I'm too dumb to really show this in all its glory,
Right. Well, it's so
This can be interpreted so many different ways.
It's so multifaceted. It really is. You got to pick the 2 or 3 things that matter, and then you have to just play with it to discover the rest.
Never in my most arrogant moment in the
Yeah.
planet has I ever thought that I'm just going to totally reinvent the way people think about folding knives.
Yeah.
And I don't think Dan went about doing that
And
either.
that's exactly it. I don't think Dan was like, I'm going to reinvent the folding knife. He's just like, oh, I can do it better. And then he's like, I think by the end, he was like, wait, have I just reinvented it?
No, what he was kind of telling me is he was thinking about manufacturability.
Okay, yeah.
And why is even inexpensive knives $100, but you can buy a single shot shotgun for $100 too? It seems
Right.
like there's a whole lot more materials and work in a shotgun than there is a pocket knife.
Yep.
What makes pocket knives so damn expensive? Well, it's those tolerances.
Yep.
You have to keep super, super tight tolerances on everything, or just as a rattle trap, right?
Yep.
And so he removed the rattle trap constructs from the pocket knife, therefore making it more efficient and more exacting at the same time.
So cool.
So you can create a better product for less money, and you have more leeway to create and less tolerances to maintain.
Yep. I love hearing your thoughts on it because I've talked with Dan about it, obviously, but there's only so many people to talk to about it. So I love being able to talk to you, pick your brain about it.
Think about it from just a modularity construct.
Yep.
I mean, just warranty is a pain in the ass for every knife company.
Yep.
manufacturer defect. And you can't just mail somebody, oh, my Sabenza. I broke the blade of my Sabenza. Mail somebody a Sabenza blade.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to fit.
Nope.
It's not going to work.
Well, and
This one will work.
the ability for them to get it trued up, the ability to get them have it put the blade in correct, right? There's a million things that the customer's going to do wrong in that situation.
Right.
Yeah. Because again, it's going to be Chad in Portland who, right, doesn't use tools very often.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
I'm
glad
bunch
to
of the little personality profiles in my head.
I'm glad to hear your thoughts on it. Like I said, I've been thinking about this since we talked to him. I've been thinking about this knife ever since then. So I love hearing your thoughts on it. Yeah, that's great.
The moxie of that son of a bitch.
I know, right?
That's the name of the knife. It should just be
It should be the Moxie. It should be the Moxie. I
mean,
mean,
the stones on that guy.
good luck getting. It should be called the Stones.
The balls on that guy. How dare he?
Call it the DB, Dan's balls.
And he's been talking to me about it for months, and I'm like, man, I can't even visualize this thing. I can't even visualize this thing.
You gotta send it to me.
Yeah, and at SHOT Show, we were eating dinner, and I'm trying to talk to Dan and figure out where he is and meet up somewheres and all that kind of stuff. And then he just shows up at the restaurant, and he's got this thing in his backpack, and he starts messing around with it underneath the table.
Yeah.
We're trying to order him food, and I can't wait. I'm licking my lips, can't wait to see what he's pulling out. Anxiety's killing me. And he's like, oh, well, I did this, and then I did that, and he shows me the little one, and I'm like, I think I'm in love. I love that little one. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But tell me about it. What does this do? And then I started thinking about it. I was like, really? Really? Does it do this too? Can you do that? What kind of tolerances you got to keep? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, you son of a bitch. I come out with a semi-automatic as opposed to an automatic or a manual.
Yep.
And I do pretty good. He invents the whole fucking folding knife. It just completely demolishes 400 years of knife making.
If you guys stayed to watch that, thank you. It means a lot for us to have you guys this interested in the story and what we built. This is just the first of what we're planning on building. As you heard, the knife design is modular. Dan's full of other ideas, and we have other designers that are contributing to build Work Sharp knives into something bigger. Hopefully to continue to change the game and evolve what a pocket knife is, how they're built, and what the value proposition is to each person that carries the knife. It's really humbling for Ken to say some of those things, that we changed the game, that it was the most revolutionary thing in 400 years. What? I hope that this knife can represent something like that to you when you carry it. And whatever it means, for us, it's about providing tools to people who are going to put these knives to work every day and use them. So I hope you get an RMX. I hope you use it and celebrate it for what it is.